Today, we want to talk a little bit about the differences of sofas, quality, and materials over time. The sofa that I'm sitting on is very common style, kind of a manufactured sofa, probably made in China or overseas somewhere. There's a lot of good things about it, and there's a lot of things that have changed over time. So back in the day, we would cut down trees and make lumber out of those. And they'd use traditional methods like dowels and screws and things like that, or nails even before screws, to hold things together. And the frames lasted forever. We've all got that ancestral piece that's sitting around that has been passed down from generation to generation and still looks just as good as the day it was born, but the style might be a little dated, not what you're like. So there's a place for the traditional, long-lasting frames. And then there's what we're doing nowadays, which is a manufactured piece. It's so much easier to just cut kits, basically, where you can assemble a kit for a frame that you're gonna make 100 of, and you're cutting the same thing over and over and over. CNCs are great at that. And then you assemble it, and you have all your patterns, you pull things on, and voila, you've got a sofa. And it's way cheaper, lighter than a traditional sofa. The problems with them are that it's made out of plywood. It may not be jointed properly. I grew up wrestling my brothers, and if you land on one of these things, you typically are gonna break something. Hopefully the sofa, not you. Where a traditional sofa would probably hold up great to that kind of abuse. There's pros and cons to each. This kind of sofa, it's got these tons of sewing on it. A tight back that's got a lot of different stitches into it to keep a pillowy back in there and hold lumbar versus a neck support, a pillow top on this. So much sewing, and it cuts down on the material that's used for it, but it's also hard to reupholster it. So if you're gonna reupholster this, you'd want to either change the style a little bit, or you're gonna end up spending a lot more because of all the sewing and the one-off patterning that has to be done on this. If you're sewing 100 of these, very easy. You got all your patterns, you cut it and you sew it. If you're sewing one, it's gonna be very difficult. You have to unpick everything or repattern everything to get it done. And it's just a very laborious process to pattern make. So this style of sofa, you see a lot in stores. You also see a lot in landfills because they're just not made to be reupholstered millions of times. If you wanted to do it on your own and you have a lot of patience and time, you can unpick everything and you can do something like this. It's not overly complex as long as you label everything, because you're gonna have probably 50 some odd pieces for a typical sofa. So there is a lot of pieces that go into the sewing, but on a typical sofa this size with a loose pillow back, you might have, and loose seat cushions, about 20 yards of fabric, where on something that has all these seams and it's tight, you might have something like 13 yards of fabric. So it'll cut down on your material costs, which will help. We've got another cup one here that they've just kind of been around for a minute, and we just want to see how they hold up to a little stress test, see what the difference is between an old frame and a new frame. So I'm gonna grab my trusty assistant and see what we can do to break this thing apart.